at the moment. Just like in real life here in the game, Mercedes not appearing to be a very attractive offer, showing no signs of even a glimpse of any sort of uptick of major performance. But one team that could entice me is Ferrari, because they are the ones that have come knocking with a secret meeting. Now, obviously it's early days, we can continue the talks, and I believe you go through multiple secret meetings and you try and hopefully keep it on the down low. And in my mind, obviously I'm very happy right now with McLaren, but I feel like in Formula 1, you would be silly to not even have a conversation with Ferrari. Like, it's Ferrari. They just speak for themselves. When Ferrari come knocking, you answer the door at least to hear what they have to say. So whether this turns into anything, we shall see. Ferrari, Mercedes came to us, and I alluded to maybe they are looking to replace one outgoing Lewis Hamilton. Is Lewis Hamilton hard-coded to go to Ferrari in the driver transfers come at the end of Season 1? If he is, well, we're basically competing with Lewis maybe in these contract talks with Ferrari as they, weigh up their choices. But for now, I will continue the talks, and we'll see where it goes. And nothing has to come of it, but obviously it'd be silly not to have talks with Ferrari because they're such a prestigious team, of course.
Been scouring the socials and asking around, and I'm delighted to say that the team are none the wiser about us chatting with anyone else. And the meeting went well too. I know. I'm amazing. You're welcome.
Okay, that was a bit of a weird vibe going on with a whispered conversation, but of course it is a secret meeting and no one is none the wiser, especially all these lots. They have no idea that I have had this meeting with the Scuderia. Wait, hang on a minute. Miguel, what? Are you wearing a McLaren top? Miguel, mate, you're a contractor. Where have you nicked this from? You know what? Come to think of it, I couldn't find one of my tops in the wardrobe earlier, and clearly you've nicked it. You've come in and stolen it from my driver room because you weren't wearing that shirt in the last episode or the one before that. Where have you got this shirt from? It just looks wrong. It's just wrong. You are a contractor, mate. You're not part of the team. Don't try and pretend you are. Weird. Anyway. Colin. Yeah, what's up, man? What you got for us? Right, complete 3 laps using 2... No, that's silly. Complete 2 sessions without damaging the car. I feel like as long as a session counts as Q1 and Q2, we should be able to do that very, very easily. And Miami, we've got a sprint quali and a sprint race, so we should definitely be able to do that. Chloe here, we're going to go for 10 laps during a race weekend. That's pretty damn easy here. Chloe, underestimate her. She looks like a bit of a Karen, but she's giving us very easy tasks, So Chloe and Zoe, they're in my good books. And to be fair, Denise... her goal last episode wasn't too bad, so maybe things are getting better. But now, my eyes are on Miguel. Miguel, you're moving a bit mad, a bit shifty. I'm still really put off by the fact you're wearing papaya, my man. But spending over 45 seconds in 4th gear, that seems reasonable. Maybe your goal should be not to steal people's t-shirts. And strategy analyst, Denise, she's still giving me the cold shoulder vibes, but perfecting one practice program, that's no problem. That's calm. In terms of upgrades then, in terms of upgrades for the next race weekend, well, we've got 2 pending for ourselves, 3 from Lando's side, 2 being durability to be fair, so just 1 on actual performance, but R1's pretty important with the tyre upgrade. That could be quite a game changer for us because it's still probably one of the biggest things to get used to on this game in the race conditions is the tyre model. We're 5-1 now with Lando, so we're no longer being 6-0'd by the man, thanks to our, I'm sure that's our sprint result, I'm pretty sure, with the highest result we've got so far, matching what Lando's got. And as the car improves, we're hoping to improve as a driver, as we're nearing to 77 overall. Almost, you can see on the right hand side there, so that's pretty good. But let's see what upgrades will come in and what ones fail. Oh, it's another it's 2 failures. It's 2 failures for Lando and 1 successful one for us. Okay, Lando does get 1 successful one, but mate, what's going on? 2 failures, huh? 2 failures. Oh, Okay, he's kind of done with me, isn't he? Anyway, right, looking forwards then, with those, well, 2 upgrades that have come in and 2 that have failed and are pending, we've actually got back to second place, technically, on paper, ahead of Mercedes and Ferrari. And actually, I just slagged off Mercedes. They're actually now technically ahead of Ferrari on paper, in a strange way. So maybe they took my reject... You know what? I actually might help them out. My rejection is going to single-handedly create Mercedes villain arc. They're going to be so offended that I rejected them that they're now going to go on to be the best team going into next season, and they're going to make me eat my words. That's what's probably going to happen. But yeah, second place on the R&D chart. Not too shabby. Hopefully that means we can have another performance like we had in Japan. It's time for sprint qualifying.
Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
So once again, an episode with double the action, with a whole sprint quali, the sprint race itself, and then another qualifying to set the main Grand Prix. So, you know, like in real life, a little bit, unfortunately, kind of like a mini preview of how your real race is going to go, because there's no real difference from the sprint to the main race, just a couple of more laps really. But as we've seen in real life, and as you know, Verstappen is lamented many times in real life, it kind of ruins the surprise factor of Sunday's Grand Prix. But nonetheless, it is in the rules and we have to just get on with it like everyone else. We get a nice tow from Tsunoda, but then probably lose the advantage we gained from the slipstream, having to overtake the man. I don't even know if he was on a flying lap or not, because he was harvesting.
I'm David Seaman. You're in safe hands for the Euros with Betway. £30 max.
Quite a lot of battery at the end of that lap, but we are thankfully going to get through into SQ2 on the medium tyre. Once again, a load of these guys just not following the rules. Like this is absolutely another thing they need to add to the list to fix in career mode, is the AI just not following the rule. That is literally the official rule in Formula 1 of what tyres you can and can't use in the sprint quali. That's the only reason why sprint quali was even there, is because they were going to put these tyre rules in to mix it up a little bit, and you know, using the secondary compounds, if you will, you know, to maybe have some intrigue, because some teams do prefer the medium to a soft, you know, depending on the circuit and the car, etc. So it can sometimes shake things up. And to be fair, it is shaking things up in terms of, you know, even though some of these guys are using softs, we saw it in Shanghai. It is a bit mixed up for some reason. Like the AI just seemed to have very up and down performances. Like we've got Bottas and Albon both making this SQ3 then in the in the Kick Sauber, sorry, and the Williams. You know, surprised to see Albon up there, and even Bottas as well. And it's a really bad day in the office for Mercedes. I literally just jinxed them. I talked about them having a villain arc. Well, Hamilton got knocked out in SQ1, and Russell's been knocked out in SQ2. So commentators cursed them out of the entire picture then as we come to SQ3. What can we do? Lando is P9, we were P10, not setting a lap yet, and we've only gone up to, well, I say only. We've gone up to P7, which is actually pretty solid. And Lando's P10. And look, what did I say? Look at those times. We've qualified P7, but we're 1.8 seconds off Verstappen. What is up with sprint qualifying? I think it's honestly like incredibly weird track evolution. It must be very, very odd. You know, again, Lando doesn't perform in these sprint formats like he did last episode. You know, obviously in real life, it was a real great weekend for Lando in the main Miami Grand Prix, not so much in the sprint. So far, this might be tracking on for the real life one as Lando's down in P10. We're P7. Hopefully, that's going to be our lucky number P7 today. And we can go forwards, hopefully, in a similar way to the Shanghai sprint, although I don't think we'll be matching the Shanghai sprint result, but still nonetheless, I'm positive about this. P7, we've out-qualified Lando again. Let's go to the grid.
Right, mate, I know it's hot in that cockpit, believe me, but your tyres are even hotter than that. You've got to work really hard today to keep them cool, otherwise we're going to suffer with our performance.
Ah, yes, very hot in the overcast conditions here at Miami, Mark. I'm not too sure about that one, but to be fair, knowing the game, it probably still will be an issue in terms of temperatures, so that's maybe not a great sign that our engineer's actually calling out the tyres for this one as we go to 5 red lights, and we're underway for the Miami sprint. It's a horrendous start for the pole man, Max Verstappen. Could Leclerc go round the outside? Oh, him and Perez make massive contact. Can we get down the inside? No! Oh, we've been clipped by Perez, and we were way too audacious there. That was my fault. I shouldn't have put it in my nose. I really shouldn't. I was so eager to make that move. Once I saw Perez clatter Leclerc, and there was a bit of carbon fiber dust coming off their contact, I thought maybe Perez would have been fully vulnerable. Instead, I'm now asking my engineer for damage checking. I don't think my front wing is damaged because there's no pop-up on the heads-up display or anything like that, but it was a hefty hit on Perez, and to be fair, we did very well to keep it out of the wall on the left-hand side, but that is my error. We should have stayed out of it, really, in hindsight, but I was, like I said, so eager to make a pass, and instead now we're down in it was 14. We're now going to try and make a P13 as we squeeze past Tsunoda as he tried his best to keep it side-by-side through that section as we go underneath the highway bridge in the yo-yo chicane part of Miami, and then look to try and size up a move on Gasly, but the driver's pulling away quite a fair bit in the acceleration zones here at Miami. We're using a lot of battery here with overtake mode, then to hot lap, then to none, as Gasly is also harvesting battery at the end of this race. Can we go around the outside of the heavy Alpine? I think we can, and get up into P12, but very overcast conditions, so I'm really not too sure about temperatures being an issue, but we shall see. But we've now got a lot of work to do from P12 instead of, it was going to be maybe around P5, we just kept our nose to ourselves, but we just had to go for that dive on Checo Perez. On the back straight, lap 2, and struggling to keep up with Russell. And look at the bar on the bottom right. Yellow is the battery we have in total, and it is very slim pickings right now. Yeah, we've kind of overused the battery a bit just to keep up with Russell, and I just cannot for the life of me figure out how they're going so quickly through some of these corner exits and still have battery to spare. As I'm basically going none and medium through most of sector 1. On the back straight, I'm going medium to try and save battery. You can see on the right hand side, we're not even saving that much in medium, but we are trying our best. But Russell's now walked away. He's outside 1 second, and this is a couple of laps after now. This is lap 6, and I'm being swarmed by Hamilton and Gasly now, and we might be down 2 positions. Hamilton over the bumps to try and overtake us. It was 3 abreast between us, the Frenchman, and Hamilton, and we're going none into the corners like the AI are doing when they harvest, and this.
Coming daily under pressure, working on the plot and the skill, the true trademark of the world.
Still gaining on us massively, and I'm just scratching my head, kind of like China, of how they are managing to save so much battery, and yet when I look at their rain light, it's not flashing most of the time. Like they're not harvesting most of the time, and yet they don't have any issues with battery, it would seem. Is once again we get swarmed here. Okay, Hamilton's harvesting a bit there. That's fair enough. I'm harvesting as well, but they still managed to overtake me. Obviously with DRS aided, that's a factor you have to put into it. But then when we tried to come back at them, you know, we overtake Gasly in the Alpine. Obviously I'd hope to. Coming back at Hamilton as we go to the left and then go to the right, send him a little bit of a dummy. We lock up, and that's been an issue for us here at Miami, is slowing the car down. I'm either locking the rear or the fronts are locking. Brake balance has been a big issue for me here in this Miami sprint for a lack of confidence in the corners, but I am really struggling to, well, we've not kept up with Russell at all. We're 4.3 seconds behind him. We're now over a second behind Hamilton. We're just going backwards in this race. And now the Alpine's attacking us, and he's got us. And maybe I'm losing some confidence here, because I could be putting up more of a fight, I guess, with these guys. But I'm losing motivation, confidence rapidly in the car, because one, we're just going backwards on the straights, and then two, obviously, I know we've got nothing to fight for, because the sprint points are not even the top 10, they're the top 8. But it's not a case of my setup, by the way, because I intentionally, I'll promise you, I put my rear wing really low. I think the default is, what, like 10-10 or 12-12. I've got my rear wing on 5 here at Miami. That is properly low for a circuit with this many high-speed corners, and yet, out the corners, I can't gain anything on them. And this might be why. Look at this engine. It is boiling. Forget about the tyres, Mark. The bloody engine's on fire. 104, nearly 150 degrees. And I can't for the life of me understand what is going on. I saw one of you guys commenting below in the last part saying, maybe it's my shifting, you know, because I'm revving it up. Because for some reason on this game, I'm finding it audibly harder to tell when I'm meant to be shifting, because the rev limiter doesn't sound that much of a difference to not rev limiter when you go from like 7th to 8th gear, for example. But I just don't think and agree that that is the issue, and it shouldn't be the issue. It's only a small margin where there's maybe some revving at the top range. That's realistically not going to overheat your engine that much. And yes, we're sat in dirty air here, but before, when I first noticed my engine was very hot, we weren't in dirty air, we were in clean air. Hamilton waltzed away from us. We were fighting Gasly, but he was on the side of me. He was behind me, coming at me. And yes, now we're in dirty air. We look to overtake Gasly, but I can't even keep up with Sargent. And look at the right-hand side. I'm having to use hot lap mode just to make the overtake, but I've got no battery left. This sprint baffled me. This sprint really baffled me and knocked my confidence, because we have no pace. The engine was overheating. We had no battery around the lap. No matter what I did about trying to tactically save it, even if I tried to tactically save it, it just meant the drivers around me just completely did me when we were saving said battery. Yeah, and the problem is, like I alluded to, the sprint race is really just a little preview of what's to come. So now I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be a long-ass weekend. Like, Lando only got P8 from P10, so he struggled as well. You know, obviously in real life, McLaren actually went into Miami thinking they were going to struggle, and then it was a massive wonder that the upgrades really worked that well, and Lando obviously went on to win the race. But really, season to season, Miami's been a bit of a stinker for McLaren, and clearly here in the game, it is still a stinker for McLaren, because Lando also only went up 2 positions in that race, and you would think he would be a bit further up looking at his pace in previous races. But this is a huge worry for me now going into the main Grand Prix, but we've still got work to do to qualify. I think we can qualify well. Over 1 lap, that's the thing, over 1 lap, I actually think my pace is okay around Miami. We showed that in the sprint qualifying, but just in the race, the engine just completely went up in flames and was just like 147 consistently. The tyres weren't even an issue, like Mark was saying. It's the bloody engine.
And welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
So we go into another overcast session here at Miami. It is actually looking even slightly darker somehow here on the Saturday for full qualifying then for the Miami Grand Prix. Ferrari going into it with a bit of a weird mindset, knowing, yeah, we could do well here, but the race is where it's going to matter, and off the
Have channel 4 yet? Nope.
7 consistently, the tyres weren't even an issue, like Mark was saying, it's the bloody engine.
Now is the perfect time to upgrade. Get the iPhone 15.
I'm Kelly Brook.
F1, we've not done an F2 career mode in this save. In today's video, we're trying to get fired. In today's video, we're trying to get fired in F1 in today's video, we're trying to get fired in F1 24 career. In today's video, we out the door. But let's just rewind a little bit, because first of all, we had to actually go ahead and is a call low at the 6th F1. We've not done an F2 career mode in this save, and it says currently that the 60 rating mark is the retaining seat line. So if we go below an overall rating of 60 as a driver, then we lose our seat. So that is the aim today. We're looking to see what getting fired looks like in this all-new driver career mode on F1 24. We'll be seeing plenty of that depressed face, as we will definitely not be beating Leclerc in any sort of margin. And you know, we've done these a few times on different F1 games, so that does make me a professional at getting fired from F1 teams on the game. So don't try this at home. Please get supervision. But we've tried it a few times before, and it's thrown up some surprises. Like, sometimes the team we're trying to get fired from just doesn't mind at the horrendous performance that we put on offer. So let's see what it throws up this time on F1 24 as it's lights out, and away we go to the single worst career performance you're about to see. There's going to be so many different levels of washtitude, and that starts off with the first L of the career. Oh, it's a huge hit on our own teammate, and we've taken him out. Both Ferraris are out, the Ferraris are crashed, and Max Verstappen has also been taken out. So to be fair, the F1 fans will be loving that, a non-Max win, and we've executed it with utter precision. I mean, look at that. That is accuracy. And with that, our work is done. Day 1 successful. You should fire me. Well, we're well on the way to that, sir. We are well on the way. What? What? Drawing the... How? And so it begins. And so the foolishness begins. How are we drawing with Leclerc? What did we do to beat Leclerc in any metric? For this, you know what? It's not even a game thing. This is just Ferrari, I'm sure. We do lose a ton of experience. What? We lose experience, but our racecraft and pace went up. Our racecraft went up. Racecraft and the pace. I mean, to be fair, we did barrel into turn 1 considerably quicker than any other driver on that grid. How has racecraft and pace gone up? We've actually gained an overall. Hang on a minute. We've gone up to 66. Oh no, we're failing at firing ourselves. Oh no, come on. And now we've been given a secret meeting. A team wants to talk to us about signing us after that performance. Can we just... Well, you've already seen it plenty of times. Let's just remind you again of what we did at turn 1, race 1, and a team has gone, yeah, you know what? We should sign this guy. What team has done this? What... We literally took out their star driver, Max Verstappen, and Red Bull have gone, yeah, that's the kind of guy we need in our team. Max is DNFing over here. We can't be having that. At least when he DNFs, he's got to be taking out his teammate or a rival at least. He did none of that. He just got taken out himself. We don't need that. We need people that take people out. In a weird way, having a talk with another team could benefit our chances of getting fired if Ferrari catch on to it. So I'm going to continue the talks to see where it could go possibly, but we get on then to race 2. And clearly our work here is not done. So this time I jumped the start to get a drive-through penalty. I thought getting a penalty before we even take out Leclerc would help things. We've made contact with several cars. We've broken a bit of our car. And it's another calamity into turn 1. And once again, we've taken out Leclerc. We've taken out a McLaren this time as well. And a Mercedes. So we've got a whole trifecta of different cars. And once again, we walk to the back of the Ferrari garage, assuming I've done a horrendous job. Okay, experience, yep. What? Awareness down. Okay, pace up. Pace went up as well. Again. Oh my god, we've gone back up. We went down to 65, I want to say, because I didn't qualify. So when you don't qualify, your overall rating does actually suffer properly. But then in the race, drive-through penalty, crashing with people, and I've got racecraft up, and I've got the pace up as well. Our specialists don't like us. That's calm. If we can't get our overall rating lower than 60, I don't know what we're doing here. So I tried to do even more. I tried a different tactic in Miami and just get completely disqualified and with a drive-through by driving backwards. In Canada, I get disqualified and drive through before even lights go out. So I thought that surely is going to do it. In Austria, I actually made sure I finished a lap so the game knew how slow I was going and how awful I was being, and then crashed myself out. And I also had some warnings, corner cuttings, and we still increased our pace and racecraft. Our focus is plummeting, so that's at least something, and experience as well, 43. But look at this. So right now, as it stands, the way racecraft works is it's finishing position versus starting. Now, I technically didn't lose anything because I started last and finished last. I get the logic, but it's also slightly flawed. For awareness, even though I actually got 1 penalty, I still went up. It still gave me 240 points there. And then the pace is just broken. I finished a racing lap at Austria to make sure you could see the slow lap versus the leader's lap, and it still gave me a 0.00 second margin to the fast lap. So that's completely just broken right now and doesn't actually say that you're slow in the race with the fastest lap. So the pace being a little bit broken aside, I thought, okay, the racecraft at least we could maybe try and fix, and try and qualify higher. So that's what we did then in Austria. I qualified P18. So now if I DNF with a drive-through penalty, and I'm going to try and hit some people and cut some corners to try and get warnings, because that seems to factor into it, how many warnings we get for awareness going down. So we get warning with Gasly, we try and cut corners as best we can, and hitting plenty of people, breaking bits of our car, and basically just causing general chaos before we end up DNFing on Ocon. Now, we qualified P18, we started 18th, and now we're last. So surely, oh my god, 69 racecraft. And our pace went up. My pace went up, and my focus is down to 39. Sure. My focus is down to 39, and yet my overall rating's gone up. So what happened here then? So, no, finishing position's broken as well. That says 0, even though I lost 2 positions. So what I'm actually exposing here is right now the rating, the way it works and calculates your boosting and, negativity stuff. Right now, as it stands, it's a bit broken. And yet, even more teams want to try and sign You Should Fire Me. Mercedes have approached us. Maybe Red Bull actually did get fed up with seeing what they were seeing on their screens in front of their eyes at these Grand Prix. But Mercedes, they reckon we could be the person to replace Hamilton at Mercedes next season. But we continue are absolutely 10 out of 10 performances, drive-through galore, crashing out, hitting cars, and being a general menace to the F1 grid. So really just a Kevin Magnussen simulator. But in this Italian Grand Prix, the home race for Ferrari, I thought we'd go a bit different. I thought we'd finish the race, but I would try and max out my penalties. So we've got the drive-through. We've already hit a few cars. We've broken our car. I've not bothered to leave my pit box. Surely the pit crew have got to be a bit annoyed that I just sat there for no good reason. Then when I was under blue flags, I ignored those. I held up Leclerc and just parked it. At this point, Ferrari have got to be pretty peeved off, surely. Their second driver has just done illegal blocking to their numero uno man at their home race. The home race. And then, to end it off, we're P20 with 10-second penalties. And as we cross the line, we crash the car. That guy must be so confused.
Is HelloFresh worth the price? Absolutely. I just love the idea
at what he is seeing today. Imagine just holding, he's still holding it. He's just like, yeah, I'm unfazed. I'm unfazed. Seeing a Ferrari crashing across the line, do better. I've seen worse. So we just put in a man of the match sort of shift of bad driving, and finally the racecraft has gone down. The pace is still up. The pace is still up, but we didn't gain overall. We're still 65 rated. We didn't go up to 66. So that's at least something. The awareness came crashing down with all the penalties we got. So that's good. That strategy worked. Getting a lot of penalties and generally being a menace till the end of the race works, apart from the pace, which is completely broken. But what I actually didn't realise, whilst I was doing all of this, the goalposts change, which is a bit cheeky to us from Ferrari. I don't know if this was under the one review, because your team does review your contract once. The retain seat goal up above to whatever he is, because he's not going to go lower than that. You know what that is? That's AI awareness. You know, 2024 is the year of all this AI talk. Look, here in the game, the AI, they're cottoning on. They're waking up. They're going out of the matrix, and they're realizing the game they're in is broken, and they are changing the goals. But our goal remains the same, to get fired. And here we are, Brazil. This is the final race of this shortened season for this save and this experiment, and we've had drive-throughs. We crashed out in the sprint. We're going to go ahead and try and hit some people if we can and get more penalties, break bits of our car. You know, I can't even imagine the cost we ran up on the bill for Ferrari, the amount of parts we have broke on this. And with that, our work is done. Day 1, 6. And with or whatever. So it's going to be the usual, everything in the red apart from the pace, which has gone up. To be fair, the pace of us crashing out was pretty good. Huh? What? The focus is going on. It's shooting up. What's happened? Oh my god, I've broken the game. I've broken the game. I've actually fully broken the game. It just keeps on climbing. It's going on. It's going above 50. It's going to keep going. What the? Huh? It's still going. It's still... it's going to get to 90. It's going to go 90. It's going to go 90. What's the max? 99 or 100? Is it going to go 100? It's... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at the points. We've got over 40,000 focus points in one race. Bearing in mind, we crashed out in the sprint. We crashed out in the main race. We got multiple penalties. And yet, our focus is apparently going to shoot up to... Maybe it's because our driver knows it's over. Our Ferrari career is over. We maxed out at 99 focus. That is unbelievable. I am different gravy. I am officially the career mode merchant. None of you can do this. I just went from, what was that, like 26 focus. You race. It's going the whatever. So it's going to be the usual, everything in the red apart from the pace, which has gone up to To be fair, the pace of us crashing out was pretty... Our driver knows it's over. Our Ferrari career's over. We maxed out at 99 focus. That is unbelievable. I am different gravy. I am officially the career mode merchant. None of you can do this. I just went from, what was that, like 26 focus, 25 focus to 99 focus in one single race. No one does it how I do it. I've fully broken the game. I've broken the game with this one single video. We're going to take one last look around the Ferrari motorhome because we won't be seeing these people ever again. We've actually got one more race. I actually forgot that Brazil was not even the final race. We've got Las Vegas, which is a very odd default last race when you do a 10-race calendar. But no, we've actually got one last race as a 99 focus drive. So actually, that makes the focus going up to 99 make even less sense. It wasn't even the end of the season, so there was no reason for it to go up. We weren't fired yet. We've got this one last race. We've said our goodbyes to the Ferrari crew because we know we're not going to see them, surely, as we crash out in a traditional fashion with Leclerc, as we did. We ended our Ferrari career as we started it. And I say ended because I'm assuming we're going to get fired, but who knows? Who knows what the game's going to, what it's going to show up for us? Because we should be fired. Our experience tumbles down again. Racecraft went up because I ended where I started. Awareness down. Pace went up. Focus didn't go down. Focus is just, I've just fully broken my driver's focus at 99. And then look at this. My recognition, it was down in 16%. Earlier in the video, if you saw it, it's now gone up to 36 just because of the focus I've got. Unbelievable. I've truly broken the game here. But look at this. We are leaps and bounds, but underneath the retaining seat line. We've got no way to review the contract. Obviously, breaking the contract's not even in the question because we didn't have a multi-year or anything like that. But, you know, this screen says it all. It should be time to...
CDKeys.com. Shop the latest games and upcoming releases at the best prices. Enjoy incredible savings with...
To pack our bags and, oh, really? Is that it? Is that it? This is our team selection for the next season. Obviously, they're all readied out. So, because of our amazing season, I think you'll agree, the only teams that want us are Alpine and Sauber. And we can't click in on any of these other teams. They're all readied out, but... Oh, come on. I thought there was going to be at least one little cutscene with Elena. Like, we've got this new agent character for what? They could have at least recreated the infamous firing cutscene from, like, F1, what was it, 2017, 2018, the last time we saw it. Is this... No, this is no. This is just a similar cutscene for signing a contract. This is literally the cutscene you'd be getting if you just signed with another team, like normally. Okay. I can't even hide it. I can't even hide it. That's a bit of a letdown. That's a bit of a letdown. I really thought there'd be at least something, like some sort of VO. There wasn't even voiceover from Elena saying, you've been fired. Literally, we just got, choose your team, mate, and you can't choose any of these guys for obvious reasons. That's it. Oh, come on. Well, it's a bit of a disappointing end to the video, frustratingly. But it was a successful one in terms of getting fired or not re-signing with Ferrari. As You Should Fire Me went off with an amazing performance of 0 points across the board. Very broken driver rating graph. As you can see, the focus was plummeting until it glitched and went all the way up to 99. So that's how we end our Ferrari career. 65 overall with 99 focus. somehow, basically. And that is it. That is it. We have, what a stat. What a page of stats that is to end our Ferrari career. And we have now signed with Alpine. So we won't be getting any better because the car's just as awful as we are, basically. But that is it. That is it. We are in our new outfit and our new digs. And that is what getting fired in F1 24 looks like. It is rather anticlimactic, to be honest. Yeah, shame on you, Cody's and EA. I was expecting more. I really was. Guys, though, if you have enjoyed the video nonetheless, we had some laughs along the way, especially breaking the game, then hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. In today's video, we're trying to get fired in F1 24 career mode. So, as we sit down here in our Ferrari motorhome, take a look around because we're going to be severely pissing off everyone with constant bad performances and trying to get ourselves pushed out the door. But let's just rewind a little bit because first of all, we had to actually go ahead and sign this contract, and that's an important part of getting fired in F1 24 career mode because you can set a target rating, and if you don't hit that, that is a cause to get fired, basically, or have contract talks. So we've set the target as high as possible, 75 target. Our rating is 65 at the moment because we've gone straight to F1. We've not done an F2 career mode in this save. And it says currently that the 60 rating mark is the retaining seat line. So if we go below an overall rating of 60 as a driver, then we lose our seat. So that is the aim today. We're looking to see what getting fired looks like in this all-new driver career mode on F1 24. We'll be seeing plenty of that depressed face, as we will definitely not be beating Leclerc in any sort of margin. And you know, we've done these a few times on